Hello, people of the internet. Did I just stick my hand in front of your face?
Yeah.
Hello, people of the internet. Or should we say people self-isolating at home or in quarantine?
Well,
or
they're still on the internet if they're watching this. It's not
That's-
like you can
that's
open
true.
up your yellow pages and see us. That would be good, interactive yellow pages. Save all the paper.
Still do the yellow pages?
Yeah.
Don't know. If you're in America, I think it's blue or something like that.
Yeah,
pages,
basically it's a phone directory.
But
my
no,
old
it's
bo-
not. Because the phone directory is the phone directory.
Oh,
but the
yeah.
yellow pages is for businesses, so that businesses can sort of go, come and buy our pizza, whatever else,
My
plumbing
boss,
services.
who was older than me, forgot it existed and we lost the internet one day. She's going, how am I going to find the number for the plumber? How about the yellow pages? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That was. Anyway, the reason that we are appearing suddenly upon your screens again, because we haven't in about, I think it's about a year,
Probably about that, yeah.
we thought, as we are stuck at home because we are self-isolating, we thought, well, we are very fortunate in the fact that we live in the beautiful, beautiful countryside.
On the middle of a farm.
In the middle of a farm, which means that basically our driveway is, the drive down to the house is actually across a farm track which is about 1 kilometre long. So we are fortunate in the fact that we can get out and we can walk and essentially never see anybody. Which
Essentially.
we
Other than the
never,
farmer, who is also very bored. And
yes, which admittedly is happening about once a day, and we sort of stay at a great distance. He doesn't get out of his tractor, and
and we
have
don't
an
go
adder.
near it.
But we thought, chances are, you might not be somewhere that's so lovely and nice and pretty and what have you, and you might be sort of stuck inside, and the only thing that you can look at that might be nice is on your TV or computer screen or phone or, you know, some device.
And that's not us, let's face it.
Yeah,
We want to keep you company,
yeah,
but
we
we
didn't-
thought we'd show you something nice as well.
didn't think for a moment that we considered ourselves pretty or anything like that.
Picturesque.
But it is lambing time of year, which means that there are lambs everywhere, which is lovely for us, and it's also could potentially be quite lovely for you because it means that we can occasionally stop and go, oh look, there is a lamb
Or a pheasant,
or a pheasant.
which aren't as cute, let's face it.
Well, pheasants are quite pretty, but they are really annoying if you live in the
Yeah.
countryside. But
Suicide chickens,
suicide chickens, as they are called.
yes.
But either way, so every day we come out and we walk up our drive so that
we don't
can.
murder each other.
I don't think it's so much that. I mean, it's a bit worrying that you're considering murdering me. I was quite happy living with you, but okay, fair
Now
enough.
Got you worried.
Yeah, I should be. I should feel concerned. There are some very tiny little lambs. Can't see a thing as to what I'm shooting here. As you can tell, we're being barred at.
We should probably leave them be now.
Yeah, we're going to leave them alone. She's got 2 tiny little lambs, and they are very tiny. She's having a stomp because she doesn't like it. Black lambs, apparently, so the farmer tells us, are, I'm guessing it's specific to this breed, they're easier to birth, if you like, than white lambs because they come out smaller. So they tend to put the first time mums, they'll make sure that they go and see a black ram so that they get black lambs so that they're nice and easy. But those little lambs there, there's 2 sheep and 3 lambs. And quite often what we find happening when we wander past is that the smallest of the lambs is very consistently with the wrong mum.
Yeah.
There's all a
It's
bit
smart.
of confusion, and basically the right mum has wandered off with the other lamb, and yeah,
That's fine.
they're-
They're together today.
they seem all right,
Yeah, they always get back together again, so
and we are
clearly they're
reassured.
practicing social distancing.
That'll be it. We're reassured that the fact that they've made it past the first sort of 10 hours of life.
3 days.
Well, yeah, they're at 4 days now,
Yeah.
so they're doing okay, and they're sort of, you know, they're out of the worrisome zone that
The worrisome
we,
zone.
we know nothing about this. So
We know some things.
we know some things, but
We know what we've been told.
we do. We know what we've been told, and we every now and again, well, because of the fact that largely our only social interaction is with the farmer who appears, and we'll ask him questions. Is it all right that they whatever?
They're very patient with us.
Yeah, they are. They are very patient with us.
Yeah.
But as you can see, this is. I don't know whether you can really tell from behind here, but we, like I say, we live in a brilliantly beautiful part of the countryside with some interesting looking stuff. So we're coming up to the bend in the track now, which I think is quite nice because it's got a fallen tree, which is pretty. I like it. It's quite a big tree.
You like it. They might not.
There's little birdies and there's little streams and
Everything is little.
well, all the little things are. The big things are quite big.
We thought, in our infinite wisdom, we'd show you the outside world so you could live through us vicariously,
Yes.
in the hope that it helps you go, ooh, I've experienced outside without having to go out.
Yeah. We kind of know that we're very, very lucky and that we live in the countryside for no apparent reason. There's absolutely no reason really why we're here, other than the fact that it's nice and peaceful and quiet.
And we like it.
And we like it. And it does make for recording audio very easy, because as long as there isn't a tractor going past, we don't need soundproof booths and all that sort of stuff. We can do
Or a
all sorts.
helicopter going overhead.
Or a helicopter going overhead, because we are near sort of army and military things, and they do fly Chinooks, and occasionally an Apache will go over, and they're quite loud.
Are they quite loud?
Oh, they can be. Actually, the Apaches are quite quiet, really.
We're coming up on another
And we are, yeah.
package of lambs.
These are really quite small, these little lambs. So hopefully they won't freak out too much as we walk past, because they're not hand reared. Unless you hand rear a lamb, they don't overly like being around people, especially later in life. And Mum here is somewhat nervous of the fact that we're walking up and she's having a bit of a stamp, but you can see these are actually really quite fresh. In fact, if you were to be looking very closely, you could see there's still some of the afterbirth hanging out of Mother's rear end, which means that these lambs are today's.
Yeah.
And
that lamb still has
they're still
some inside on its outsides.
Yes, they're kind of wobbly on their feet, but
it's starting to green up around here now. It's been looking kind of a bit muddy and fnare for a bit, and now spring is springing.
it is.
And not just in the lamb way, but in the I've got buds on the leaves. Buds
Buds on the leaves.
Buds on the trees. Buds on the trees. I was going for twig, but I forgot the word twig.
She hasn't been talking to anybody other than me, and
Can you
we,
tell?
if we're not in front of a camera, we communicate in a series of grunts.
We don't really need to communicate verbally. We just look at each other and we know that we're in the doghouse.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, it's coffee.
You don't do it quite like that.
No,
Coffee.
I was impersonating you.
I don't tweet.
Yeah.
It's my violent tendency coming out.
It
right there.
is, yes. She can only hit me on this arm because I've done something weird to this one, and I had to go to the hospital the other day, which was an interesting experience, because it's very, because we're out in the sticks, the hospitals around here aren't really being affected by the COVID, not the Corvid. So as a result, they're quite quiet.
So
People
far.
are avoiding, well, yeah, at the moment, people are obviously avoiding going if they don't have to. Unfortunately, I had to, because I had to have an x-ray.
Can't really do that at home.
No, you can't, which is a
Funnily.
great shame, because, I'm surprised that my iPhone doesn't do it, really.
Yeah, that'll be an app coming soon.
Oh, it's bound to
X-ray
be.
yourself. Actually, that'll be a bad idea, unless they can find a way that doesn't use radiation.
That's the thing, yes,
Yeah.
the x-ray thing is a bad thing if you have too many of them. But because of the fact that, I was one of the last remaining people out at the time, it was strange. There weren't very many cars on the road, barely any people on the streets. I wandered through the centre of town, and it was like something out of some sort of post-apocalyptic movie. It's all very clean and tidy.
Yeah, so you don't tend to see towns and cities with no people in
No,
them. It was
very odd.
strange. It looked like it had been emptied for set filming or something like that. Set filming?
Set filming?
You know,
location filming?
Location filming. Oh, God.
See? She's losing it already. It's only been a few days.
Days, weeks, months, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pardon.
And anyway, we don't know how long this is going to last for, because I don't think anybody does really. But the plan is that we'll bring you as many of these films of us walking around the bits of the farm that we can walk around.
As you can stand.
Yes, basically the bits that aren't kind of a quagmire of mud, because we had an awful lot of rain just a few weeks back. It was pretty horrendous.
Yeah, we had rivers on the roads.
We did. In fact, our house flooded mildly, nothing like some of the really awful flooding you see, but because of the way that our house is positioned, the water came down off the fields, ran straight down the drive, pulled against the side of the house and just came in through the wall, because I don't think there's sort of much in the way of mortar there anymore. So
well, if there wasn't before, there certainly isn't anymore.
Exactly, that was all washed away.
Yeah.
And that was fun at 2 o'clock in the morning, standing there with a mop and bucket. And
yeah, I went to bed at a sensible time.
yeah, I stayed up late.
Yeah.
So
He didn't wake me, bless him.
no, I was good. And
Yeah.
you know, fortunately, it all seems to have sorted itself out. Several days with the dehumidifier running constantly, and yeah, that's. But it means that, see, the thing is, at the bottom of the valley, there's a really pretty river. So when the mud has gone, we'll be able to walk down there and show you some pretty river scenes, which hopefully you will appreciate. And possibly what else we'll do is, this is recording on a little Osmo pocket camera, which is why it's sort of a reasonably stable shot. But maybe what we'll do is we'll spend a bit of time out with some of our better cameras and get you some sort of nice lamb footage and, you know, things that are nice to see. So if you like to see footage of that, probably some daffodils, I should imagine. There'll be footage of daffodils because we've got some daffodils out in the garden. Then yeah, do pop back and see us, and we'll try and get one of these up every couple of days for a bit, you know, while this is going on. Or, you know, tell us what you'd like to see, perhaps. We can't go very far, and we're certainly not going out in the car, because that is hugely frowned upon. In fact, we're going to try and avoid doing anything. We're fairly fortunate because we stocked up expecting snow, so we've got a freezer full of food, so hopefully we should be okay for a bit. We won't have to go anywhere, and it's only sort of, I don't know, you know, eventually there'll be that, you know, that forage for loo rolls, I should imagine.
In emergencies, we've got kitchen paper.
Nice.
Which will be something we really don't want to resort to.
Yeah. Somebody suggested that copies of The Sun are very good. Apparently you have to scrunch them up first, just to sort of, you know, I don't know what it does, but not that we actually have copies of The Sun, so
no,
but
that doesn't help us much.
It doesn't help us, but maybe somebody out there is in a desperate situation and can go, oh yeah, I've got a copy of The Sun for some inexplicable reason.
I don't know how well it would flush.
Oh, there's a point. Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Compostable toilet, portable toilet things. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like
You take it out in your back garden and burn it. Oh. Assuming you've got a back garden.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, you.
I don't know.
No.
Who knows?
Yeah. Don't block your toilet up on our account.
No.
We don't have all the answers.
We don't.
We don't even have some of the answers.
We don't even have some of the questions. That's the worry.
Yeah.
So yes, it would be interesting to sort of hear how you're getting on. What your be nice to hear what you find most interesting about this. What have you discovered as a result of being stuck in your home?
Yeah.
Because what have I discovered? Well, one of the things that I've noticed is I hadn't realised how much noise there is from a nearby road.
Yeah.
Because it's so quiet here, we kind of got used to it quite quickly, and you just sort of figure, oh, it's noise off in the distance. But when it stops happening, you suddenly realise that actually that's kind of intrusive.
It's slightly unnerving to hear it so quiet.
It is, but it's also nice.
It is very nice, very peaceful, but it's kind of when you notice it
Yeah.
for a bit. Very relaxing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've...
I'm going to pause here momentarily to point out the view that's behind me. Oh, stupidly stuck my finger through that loop.
Oh, there's a lamb.
Yes, there
having
is
a
a
drink.
lamb having a drinky as
Oh,
we
no,
wander
we've scared
past.
the
Oh,
mum.
we've scared mummy. So,
Oh, one thing I would like to say is hello to James Calcutt and anybody else who's messaged us to saying they miss us.
yeah,
We're sorry it's been so long.
yes, it has been pretty much a year, I think, since our last film went up. So sorry for that.
Yeah. We
Hopefully
needed
you
to
can
do
forgive
it.
us. It was very, very necessary.
Yeah, we'd have
Yeah.
hair out here and bags down here. Otherwise, and you'd be like, okay, guys, go take a break.
Yes, go to bed.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, sorry and hi again.
Yes.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, we did think that what we might contemplate doing maybe is some live streaming if it works. We haven't tried it, so we don't know whether our internet connection will stand up to it,
No,
but you never know. That might happen.
maybe.
We understand from the weather forecast, whether we believe it or not, that we're going to have at least a week of weather like this, hopefully. And if it sort of stops doing this, which this is Wales, so
Likely.
it does rain here a lot. And if that is the case, bunny rabbit. If that is the case,
King Bunny.
yeah. We'll try and find possibly other things to do. Maybe, hours of footage of us sitting staring out the window forlornly.
So not just me that can't word.
No, I can't. God, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, you know the words, you've got them in your brain, and your brain goes, oh, you've thought about that now, you've nearly finished your sentence. What about that thing over there? And it just all falls apart.
Yes. Anyway, hours of footage of us forlornly looking out the window.
Maloney.
Malornly.
It sounds like it should be a word.
I
maloney.
know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's one of those
I feel
things that's
so malorn.
fallen into disuse.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's like forlorn, but in the morning or something.
So if there's some more lambs behind us. Gosh, they're everywhere. If all goes to plan, you should get lots of somewhat strange films of us wandering up and down the drive talking nonsense to each other.
Or just talking to each other. It might not be nonsense.
That
It
is true.
So yeah, if you've got any questions for us, we can't guarantee that we'll
That's a
answer
good
them.
point.
Put them in the downstairs, and we will maybe get to them.
In the downstairs.
In the
You
downstairs.
can tell that she's been watching the Vlog Brothers.
I've always called it the downstairs.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Maybe not the first few videos, but recently I've started watching the Vlog Brothers.
Yes.
From
the very beginning.
From the very
They've made an awful lot of films.
Yeah, well, I'm
Not
getting
knocking
on the
it.
bike in the mornings, and it's something to watch, and they're short, and they're engaging, and they're funny,
Yep.
and they're weird, and that's my kind of weird. Nerd fighter. Yeah. Date. I don't know what
I'm stuck on the wrong side of the gate now.
Do you want me to shut the gate on you?
It was all going so well and to plan and what have you. Really wasn't.
So, that is, you've got stuff on your face.
Have I?
That has been, you've got stuff on your face, and we wish you a very merry see you next time. I've forgotten how to say goodbye.
Yes, she's completely lost it. But while we are out and about, I'm going to show you something that I think is rather cool. I've no idea what these things are called, but I do think they're pretty. And I think if I did this, you should be able to see us through, especially if we stand closer. That'll work.
Closer.
Closer. Can you see the pretty flowers? These things are lovely. I don't know what they're called.
No, I don't know. I've got a
We're
lot of photographs of them.
surrounded by by bees.
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 See you next time.
Yeah, TTFN. I can't wave with this arm anymore because it won't move in that direction.
And I can't like walk away. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll do that.
He fell over backwards.